from one generation to another. A child grows up, not a parent grows up. A child grows up, all right, under the wings of their parents, and they are brought up in a certain way. And so you don't necessarily check whether what was done to you, how you were handled, was the right way or not. You just copy. And by the time you grow up and have your own kids, you paste. It's just like it's something that's expected of you. Now, some people would even say that the old school style, raised children that are strong and respectful, that the adults that we have today, it's the old parenting style that made them into what they are today. But look around you, the Gen Zs, they're growing wild. Why? Because parents kind of like dropped the ball. People who felt like my parents were too harsh, my parents were too strict, my parents were too this, and they dropped the ball. And now the Gen Zs are losing it. But then, is it strength or suppressed trauma that we're actually calling fine? Because some people still argue that, okay, if you're saying the old parenting styles were not the way to go, we're not nice, we're not okay, we're too much, we're too this. See, look at us, we turned out fine. And that's why I'm asking. Is it suppressed trauma that we're calling fine? And then, are we raising free thinkers in today's world? I'm talking about the parents of the Gen Zs. Or we're just replicas of fear. We're trying not to have our children suffer what we suffered. We're afraid. Who knows? Let them not go through what I went through. So I've got a couple of questions I would like us to actually look at. All right. Of course, we know that the world evolves, and we keep understanding more about mental health, emotional health, and now some people are beginning to question some of the old parenting styles, some of those things that they did. And they're even asking, are you sure this actually serves children well? And that's why you would now talk about those who have dropped the ball, right? Exactly. So, is there a parenting style you grew up with that you now question as an adult? I would like you to share that with me on the show. Anyone at all, something your parents did, or something your neighbors did, or something that your parents allowed, then now that you are an adult, you're really questioning this. And then the other one is, do you believe that modern parents are too soft? Or is it that they're just more aware? Is it an understanding? Is it kind of an eye-opening that's happening? Not necessarily soft. I'd like to hear from you. And also, I would like to find out from you, which old school parenting style, all right, would you bring back? And which one would you say, get thee behind me, Satan. Not ever again. All right, let's talk. It's time. 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0002. And then I would like to have your messages so you can send them via WhatsApp to 0809-030-6416. And yeah, I didn't remember to say thank you to Ifechukwu Monyele. He took the news and then he gave us the song Frozen by Madonna. Yeah, just more like opening the door for the Throwback Thursday kind of songs. I'll try. God helping me. I'm going to try. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Ifeanyi. I'm calling from Emoha.
All right. Ifeanyi, please go on.
So I think the parents of these days, they are too soft in the sense that they allow their children to have their way. And in our time, it was not so. Not that you are suppressed emotionally or anything. It's just that your parents just have a way of having control of your day-to-day affairs to your own good. You get what I'm saying? So, but today is not like that. Today, the child can just wake up in the morning and begin to tell his parents what they feel like doing, what they feel like accomplishing, that they think that is good to them. But, nowadays, you can't just, like when I was growing up, my parents were so disciplined to the extent, my peers, they knew about it. Like, when they see me doing something wrong, they'll caution me. You know that your dad sees you doing this thing, so he get mad with you. Like, people coming around me know how disciplined his parents were. So close to me. You don't need my dad or my mom to come and say, hey, you're a good person. You just understand by the way they do things and from where I'm coming from. So that's how it was those days, but not anymore. So today, like you see people like the kind of discipline parents give to their children is so soft that it can attract whatsoever to their kids. No,
all right.
You be so disciplined as a parent. There are people that won't come close to your kids. Yes, it happened to me as a child while growing up. You can't come close to me. Not that my parents will come and have a fight with your parents, no, but it's just like, this guy and that, not be that kind of person. So just keep up from us. That's it. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Mr. Zion from GRA, good afternoon to you, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon to you, Constance. The old parental style, which I think is more traditional, is the best. It fosters, number one, compliance and ordinance and obedience, which also mold the child to develop integrity, not from himself alone, but for the society at large. That is why you hear stories like this. No bring shame come this family. And the child carries that ordinance in his head. Whatever that will bring shame to this family or this society, he or she avoids it. But look at the modern day parenting. They open what we call open dialogue. They call it mutual respect. You will now hear words like respect my opinion. Come on, that is not parenting. That is only born from a mind that has been defeated or traumatized. A mind that is being drawn from pain, that is being drawn from realization. Our parents, go check through them. A lot of our mothers never went through heartbreak. Never. But look at this age. A lot of mothers and fathers have gone through heartbreak, disappointment, relationship, and the rest. And that alone has killed their mindset when it comes to raising up their child. They become overprotective. Don't touch him, he's my son. That comment is not just coming because you want to hurt the son, no. It's because they don't want you to trample this fruit that has come out of the pain, which is very wrong. And you see these kids, they cannot even decipher. They can't even see visions anymore. They can't even dream far. They can't solve problems. In fact, they can't even control their libido. That is why condom are selling always.
All right.
Check this, our fathers, our mothers, when they were young and taking care of us. Even the condom companies even find it so difficult for patronize. You see also because they train us with integrity, Mr. Zion.
Thank you, Mr. Zion. Tony from Omoko, apologies. Please do well to call back. So it reminds me now of another a post I saw on social media. I'm supposed to be looking at it, so I'll be sure of the name of the lady. Constance, why are you like this? But I'm just going to paraphrase. So she shared, all right, so there's this trend on X where they say, life so private, I still do this. Life so private, this happened to me. Life so private, you know. So she shared that her mother once threw a knife at her when she was a child, when she was younger. And she said the knife landed on her shoulder. You know, back then, there were parents who, it was usually the mothers. Anything can serve as cane. I mean, the same things that these days you make a video of it. I mean, sometimes I just sit down and I wonder some of the things our parents actually did. If people had smartphones back then and made a video and posted online, like a lot of them would have actually tested and seen what it feels like to sleep inside jail. Because they did a lot of things. Anything is cane, anything. As you are there, if it's slippers, on your body. For some people, if it's chair, anything can serve. The moment you do something they're not comfortable with, oh my God, you're getting a whooping. So this lady shared that her mother threw a knife at her. I mean, these days we'll tell you that was child abuse. Because why are you throwing an object that could hurt the child or even kill the child? Yeah, I like my voice too. Stanley from Port Harcourt, welcome.
All right. Okay. Let's start from where you stopped.
All right.
Yeah. That part is extreme, but to some extent, it's because we do not want to hit our child, and that's why everybody is just trying to put up posts, as a child abuse. But notwithstanding, the old parenting is far better than the present parents. Because I know my mom, even, if it's okay, he threw something on you, but because you don't want any missile to come close, even her eyes alone will tell you that you get yourself into trouble to any rubbish thing. But presently, I visited a friend and we were just watching television, and one of the staff came to the room and said, "Oh, watched the show for a long time. It's my phone." So they,
oh my God!
Are you okay? Allow them to watch television. They are visitors. Oh, it's
wow!
My phone. I was like, "Whoa."
Wow.
If you dare that with my mom, you'll be in trouble. But you even have that fear to do that. Or because everybody just wants to protect my child, have cold trouble. I can imagine the kind of children they are going to raise. That is not a thing. Thanks, Pastor.
Interesting. All right, thank you for sharing, Stanley. But from what he just shared, okay, so another thing is ringing in my mind. I would have asked him how old is the child, right? Because it's something that toddlers would do a lot. And I believe that even when we were also toddlers, those mothers that, we like to describe as like they were some military generals, okay, they had to go through that phase where the child says certain things and you have to correct the child. But the correcting sometimes, the way they handled the correcting part, it suppressed a lot of children. And we had kids who couldn't say certain things out of fear. It was like, you dare not. Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, so the child comes in and says, it's my turn. Why? Because there was actually a rule in that house. It shows that there was a rule. Letting the child know that, okay, after a long time, then you can now come and watch TV. So he now needs to be educated further. You let him now know that, okay, so this is how it works. When we have a visitor, that rule does not follow anymore. If there's a visitor in the parlor, you don't even come here. You stay in your room until the visitor goes, okay? Unless you need something that is very important and not watching TV. When he explained it, my very first reaction was like, whoa. But then I just thought about it again. Back in the day, you could have a parent like, as the child is saying that, is getting a slap and almost maybe a kick, and next time in his life till he becomes a grandfather, he will never. And it reminds me now of the story of Oliver Twist. Remember what happened to him, right? He was in that camp where everybody just takes what they're given and they shut up. But young man was not filled. He needed more. What did he do? He came and asked for more. Anyway, it's how it ended. That's the next thing. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome. What's your name?
I'm Mr. Roland.
All right, Mr. Roland, please go on.
I'm calling from Eliozo.
Okay, go ahead.
One of the experience by my parents back then was very tough. Remember when the parent is using a broom on you, not a broomstick, the broom bunch on you, and you will be flopped, and the broomstick will be remaining on your body, like this. And I say, wow. But sometimes when I stand and think about it now, I say, wow. What was happening? That I learned a lot from it. It teaches me so much lessons. And sometimes my mother will always tell you, listen, don't go out with this, don't go out with this. My mom always told me one thing, that I should not join any friend that will take me to any place that any mark me say. And my mom will always say to me that, listen, that the tilapia that is under the water always says that when he protects himself, that is when he will grow big and it can be cut into two. That's the parable that my mother always told me, that when you protect yourself, that is when you will do all grow and become what a man that you want to be. One of those olden days treatment that I will not want them to come back or to be repeated is the aspect of, I remember back days when my father will flog me. After flogging me, or my mother, they will say they will not give me food. They will have you for the whole day. That is the kind of one I will not advise any parent to bring, because I know what that would have taught me. It would have taught me into going to pick something which is not mine.
Yeah.
It's not good. As I'm saying, I know what I was doing was no good, but because I wanted to see, that is why I always go and do that. And that is what is the kind of one that I will never say should come back again. But the type of parenting that our parents did to us then, put that fear in us, that today we can stand as a man and encourage any children we see on the street. And this is what is good for you to do. I know the parenting now is very soft. Due to computer age, imagine a 13 years, 12 years old child using a Android phone. This is very bad. That is what that has corrupted the society so much that you will see a child growing up with wearing a knicker that will be reaching up to his waist. It will not even cover his waist, coming up to his buttocks and showing that he's sagging.
All right, thank you very much. I mean, if we leave him, he's going to talk all day. Has a lot to unpack. And I'm happy that he actually mentioned a particular parenting style that he says should never, ever come back. Starving your child. That was one thing my mother did not do that I really, really appreciated about her. I remember back then she would say, I will beat you and you will eat. My mom, well, she would always also let us know that she didn't grow up in a family where they used food to punish a child. If you did something and it's time for eating, you have to choose, are you eating now or later? Because beating is coming, my dear. They will beat you. My mother beating that time. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. I'll be right back. We have a commercial coming up and it's to remind you about One Play. Buy your ticket. Buy your tickets. I'll be back. Stay tuned.
Nigeria Info. Right back after this.
Listen up, Port Harcourt. One Play is turning up the heat right here on Nigeria Info 92.